then brings me on to talking about Twitter. So what is Twitter's mission statement? It's to give everyone the power to create and share ideas and information instantly without barriers. So Twitter is all about the instantly, and it's also been very much about sharing without barriers. So there's very little security in Twitter, but that could be changing moving forward. Okay, so I want to share some basics with you. You can share information instantly in 140 characters, and that's called a tweet. And it's not a coincidence that it's 140 characters. That's how many characters you could send in an SMS text message. Now you can categorize and search for tweets by using hashtags. So what is a hashtag? Well, put simply, it's a word anywhere within your tweet that starts with a hash. So for example, if you were tweeting about customer experience, you might put hash CX. And if you are interested in that topic, you could listen for that tag. Now, tweets can also contain up to 4 images. And remember, you can put links into your tweets, and those links could be to websites, to videos, and so on. But remember, those links can take up valuable characters. So Twitter does something clever. It shortens those links automatically for you to 20 characters or less. Now, one other thing that a lot of people may not be aware of, you can actually tweet a video now. But again, there's a limit, and it's a magical 140-second limit this time on videos that you send. Now, you can send a tweet one-to-one, so that's called a direct message. And if you wanted to send one to the new president of the US, you would put in @RealDonaldTrump at the beginning of your tweet, and he would get the tweet. But what you can also do, you can put @RealDonaldTrump in the middle of a tweet, and that won't go to him, but he'll know that you mentioned him. Okay, and that's called an @mention. And the final takeaway that I want to give you is that you can amass a whole bunch of followers on Twitter. So somebody like Katy Perry has got millions of followers on Twitter, and every time she tweets, they all receive those messages. But remember, by putting hashtags in, you can also listen out to the subjects that you're interested in. And remember, if you're engaging and exciting to follow on Twitter, you'll also start amassing a following. Okay? So what are the customer experience benefits of Twitter? Well, one really key one is lots of companies are allowing you to access customer services through Twitter by simply tweeting them. So, you know, for example, I recently wanted to report a broadband failure, and I'm with Virgin, and I simply tweeted them, and they raised a support ticket for me and eventually resolved that problem. Now, you can also create surveys, which they call polls, on Twitter for which you can get feedback. So you could actually write a Net Promoter Score poll if you wanted to. And now remember, one of the key ways that Twitter makes its money is they've got millions of people using Twitter, and they've got all that analytical data. So they've got things like what is the best time to tweet, what are the interests of followers, what's currently trending, and you can actually, if you want to, buy that information from Twitter. That's how they make their money. And as a result of having those insights, you can then send out promoted adverts. So there's all various different ways of promoting content on Twitter. Now, the last takeaway is that this very much amplifies the voice of the customer. So remember, you can use @mentions to mention a company, or you can use a hashtag in the middle of your tweet. And if it becomes very popular and gets retweeted a lot, it can actually go viral. So an example of something that started on Twitter was the Ice Bucket Challenge, where a person suffering from a condition which I think was called ASL encouraged people to donate to charity or pour a bucket of cold water on them, and that went on to raise hundreds of millions of dollars for that charity. And then of course the last point is, as I mentioned, if you become very popular, you can amass lots of followers, and then your voice becomes very much amplified. Okay, so that's Twitter. So here's an example of an amusing Twitter story where this particular Twitter user decided he wanted to send a direct message to Domino's Pizza complaining about his pizza, and he said, "Yo, I ordered a pizza and it came with no toppings on it or anything, just the bread. Now Domino's Pizza picked that up very quickly and they said, we're sorry to hear about that. Please let our friends know at Domino's UK and they will do something to help you. So of course a good customer experience here would have been if he didn't have to pay for his pizza, or maybe he got a free pizza. But what he actually did was a few seconds later he tweeted and said, never mind, I opened the pizza upside down. Okay, so it's quite a funny story, but you know, this has actually gone on to become viral now, and I hope he did get his free pizza.